Fine, let's start today. I'm going to start with RSA 13. It goes to source system. So we need to check our source system. The reason why I'm checking is previously I worked with the ECC system. So now we're going to work with only flat file system in this class. So we need to make sure that you're working on a current source system. For that, go to RSA 13, which takes to your source system screen. Select your source system, right click, check. From now onwards, whatever the activities you're going to do, it will apply to this particular source system. To load your master data hierarchies, the first thing is you have to load a master data. If I remember, what is the 9 PM classes hours? Okay, 9 PM classes hours. Okay, fine. So we have here characteristic info object catalog. Okay, open this. Okay, so I have here some info objects. Okay, so first what you need to do, you need to make sure that you have loaded master data or not before loading your hierarchies. So what I can do is right click on this. This is your primary key, primary object, maintain master data. Click on execute. You see that we have loaded master data attributes with the text. It is clear. Now go back. Let's start loading hierarchies data. So for that, what I need to do, you need to go back to your flat file. Check what is your flat file columns is available. What info objects you require to create in case if it is required additional. If you see here, I have a region, office. These are the two different info objects is required. I have SMID, so I don't need to create again. So I need to create sales region and sales office. These are two info objects I don't have. Let's start creating those two. Go back to your BW system. Right click on your info object catalog. Create info object. Let's say sales office underscore info object sales office data type characteristic, length is 10 digits. Click on activate. Click on. Then if you want to create a second info object, I have a same procedure. Right click on characteristic info object catalog, select. But you have one more option. You have a create button here. If you click on a create, it will directly create. You don't need to go back to always characteristic info object catalog, right click. Don't need to do one single step. Click on create button, it will create a characteristic info object catalog. This happens whenever you create first info object. Okay, you have to create at least one, then only it will give you option for you. Okay, let's create now. Sales region or sales region. Press enter. Data type characteristics. Let's enter 10 digits. Now activate. When you create your additional info objects, just click on back button. Select your primary object. Open it. Click on edit. Please observe, I have done something. I have loaded text data. Then I got a green box here. It's what does it mean? This info object contains a master data and text data. Can you see the attributes? Even I have same green checkbox here. What does it mean? This info object contains attributes. But if you observe hierarchy, we don't have this green box. Why? Because we have not loaded the hierarchies data. Select hierarchy button or tab. There is an option called with hierarchies. Please check that one. When you check, all your hierarchies options will be activated. Please observe that whenever we create hierarchies, it will create certain tables for your hierarchies. We're going to discuss what are the tables that's going to be created. So right now what I need to do is, when I create additional info objects called sales, office and region, these two are not attributes. These two are not inside the salesman ID. So these two info objects I have created externally outside of my salesman ID. So these two we call it as a external characteristics info objects. Then what I want to do is I want to add these two into my salesman ID. Then what I need to do, there is a button called external characteristics in hierarchies. Click on this button. Now it is going to ask you which info objects do you want to add. If you remember the technical name, it's well and good. If you don't remember that, you can move your window. I can check here what is your technical name for these two info objects. Now click on find button, sales region. It will search and find where is the sales region. Then close this box, select this, move to right side. This is called external characteristics. The similar way, again look for sales office underscore info object, select it, move external characteristics. These two you have to do. Then continue. What you're doing, you're assigning these external info objects to the salesman ID, because we're going to load the hierarchies based on your SMID. SMID will be your primary object. Once you've done this process, then simply click on activate. Then click on continue. Yes. When you do this process, go back to your info provider. Under data targets, you can observe that your hierarchies data targets will be created. Let's check it out. Go to info provider. Not this one. Not 8 p.m. It is a 9 p.m. batch. Yes. Can you see I got automatically my hierarchies SMID underscore 4. Yesterday we have created only attributes and text. Today we are loading hierarchies which was not available yesterday. Today when I check with hierarchies, it automatically available here. Fine. This is how you need to make activate of your hierarchies. Now our hierarchies data target is ready and info objects are ready. Now what is the next step? We need to create data source. What is the transaction code for data source? Please type on your messenger box, everyone, one by one. Let's see. Good morning, guys. Please type what is the transaction code for data source on your message box. Okay, can I have some answers, please? Oh my God. Is everybody able to hear me? Only Raj can hear me. I need a transaction code for data source. Please type in your messenger box what is the transaction code for data source.
RSA2.
You can just type it. I'll see that. Who said RSA2?
Myself.
Raj, do we have RSA2? Have you heard this?
Somewhere. I'm not sure.
No, till now, whatever the class we have covered, did I teach you there is a transaction code called RSA2?
No, I just browsed in SC91.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you do reading in a browsers and internet and all this stuff, you're going to get confusion with this class. We are starting the class from the scratch.
SC91. Yeah, SC91 T code. I just browsed T code starting with RSA.
Okay. Don't go at that. Let's go. Follow the class. You will remember everything. Okay. What is the transaction code for data sources? Dinesh?
I think it's RSA6.
I didn't teach you guys. I didn't teach you RSA6.
RSA13?
Yeah, I teach you just in the previous classes. I have taught you only RSA1, RSA11, RSA13, RSA15, RSA14. Only these transaction code till now I have covered. As of now, whatever the classes you have learned till today, we have covered only these transaction codes. Okay, so you need to remember, don't read the internet blogs and all this stuff, because you're going in a proper track. Then you'll get a lot of confusion. You'll end up with the confusion. What is that they written? What I'm teaching here? Okay, it is a slash. Let me go back. RSA 15. It goes to data source. Remember RSA 15. Okay, so now please observe that it is displaying something else. Somebody has already worked in a previously. This was the previous class. So what I need to do is, it clearly says that my data sources for, it's a ECC system. But I'm working in a flat file system. Then what I need to do? I need to change my source system here for data sources. How I can do that? There is a source system icon. Choose source system. Click on that. It will show you. You want to select a BW source systems like ECC systems and BI or file system. Select file system, select our flat file source system. Now everything is changes automatically. Okay? You need to make sure whenever you come to data source, you need to check your data source system for the data sources. This is a mandatory. Now right click on your info area, create data source. Data source underscore master data hierarchy underscore 4. What type of data source it is? Master data hierarchies. Select hierarchies, click on continue. Enter this data source for master data hierarchies. Short description, medium description, long description. I think your screen is still not synchronized. Okay, so once you enter your description, select your extraction tab. Here you need to observe very carefully. There is a little difference comparing with the previous data source extraction tabs and hierarchy data source extraction tab. Okay, so first you need to select your master data. That's your hierarchy flat file. Look for your flat file. Where is this? Okay, open it. This is my flat file. Open it. Header is to be ignored 1. The difference is here, the data format. Earlier it says separated by separated CSV. Here it says hierarchy separated by separator. This is a one change, and data separator is comma as it is. There is a one more change. It is going to ask you what is your target info object, SMID underscore 4. Then you have to create one header for all this hierarchies data. All your hierarchy data will be displayed under this particular header. Header is nothing but it's like a folder. Click on header. Let's say that hierarchy underscore 4. Then hierarchy header. Click on save. Now go to file structure. This is another changes here. There is no fields. There is no preview. There is no fields. There is no load sample data. There is no what do you call one more tab, fields and extraction tab, fields tab, then preview tab. Then we don't have a additional tab there called segment fields. These two are there. See, can you see here? We don't need to map here. The reason because in the flat file itself we already mapped it. But remember that before activating your data source from this flat file, you need to make sure that your flat file should have current info object. This is not my info objects. My info object is sreg underscore. It is s of underscore smid underscore 4. These are the technical names should be proper. Other data will not be loaded because we have created a different technical names. The file contains a different technical names. smid underscore 4. smid underscore 4. S of s underscore 4, S of s underscore 4. Once you've done this, save. Yes. Close this. No. Okay. You should do this before activating this data source. Otherwise, you need to come here, data source, change, select the file once again, then you have to activate. Okay. Once you go here, file structure, it will automatically take the file structure. Then Go to segment fields. It will show you what are the segment fields are there. It will be in a 4 parts: hierarchy, header, description, and structure. This is a very important. Here all your technical names, fields, everything will be coming from your data source. That is called your Excel sheet. Now click on our preview tab. Here also we have a 4 sections. How the data will be divided into 4 sections. Now click on activate. This is what you need to do for hierarchy data source. Very simple. You don't need to map the fields. You don't need to load example data. Click on read preview data. It will display nothing. The reason because the data will be there under structure. You need to click on display segment. Select the third option under structure. Now the data will be displayed from your flat file. Now your data source is ready. Please select your data source technical name. Now go to info provider. Expand your info area. What is my info area? It's a 9 p.m. class. Where it is? Yeah, here it is. Select your hierarchies data target. Very simple. All are similar. Create transformation, create info package, create DTP. Right click on this your target, hierarchies target, create transformation. The target of the transformation is InfoObject, name is SMID, subtype is hierarchies, source of the transformation is going to be data source, technical name is your data source technical name, source system is PC_3, click on continue. There is one more little difference in transformation also. Even transformations will be divided into 4 parts because we have 4 sections here. Click on source segments, you can see.
Kiran, excuse me, Kiran.
Yeah.
Kiran, you're going
Yes,
very
sir.
speed.
Is it?
Try to, yeah.
Okay. So which one is not clear for you? I'll go back again.
After sending the video, I'll repeat it again, but just try to go slow because
No. I'm just telling you what's supposed to be done, but I'm not creating those things. Those things I'm creating. I just told you that create transformation info package DTP. As I said, it's only as per the previous classes. From here onwards, everything will be similar as per the previous 2 examples. But still, I have not created those things. Don't worry. I'm not created. I'm going to show you step by step only. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Right click on this. See, once you create your data source, once you have your data target, then everything will be similar. Like you need to first connect with the transformation, then go to data source, create info package, then create DTP. This is not mapped. You need to map it from node name to your info objects, SMID, office and region. Once it is done, click on activate. This is what you need to check in your transformation. Most of the time these 3 will not be mapped. So if it is not mapped, it will be like this. Let me show you that. If it is not mapped, it will be like this. So what you need to do, select node name, map to your field. Once you map to your fields, then click on activate. This is what you need to do. Okay? Chalo, go back. My transformation is ready. Now what is pending? Info package to extract the data, DTP to transfer the data to data target. So for that, go to data source, select your hierarchy data source, right click, create info package, enter description, master data, hierarchies, loading. Press enter. Observe, whenever I enter, it's automatically taking to a tab called hierarchy selection. It's asking me to select your hierarchy, which I have created one header. That is called header 4. Under this, only my hierarchy will be selected. So select your header. If you want to check, go to extraction tab. There won't be anything called full load like a delta load. It will display from where the data is coming, exactly your extraction tab from your data source screen. Once please observe your file is correct and all the settings are correct, then go to schedule tab. Okay, then click on start. Click on allow. It says data was requested. Now I need to see whether the data has been loaded into my PSA or not. Click on monitor icon. It says 13 records loaded. Request successfully loaded to PSA. Check on PSA maintenance icon, but here it will display only one record. It says 13 records loaded, but here it is displaying only one record. Don't get panic. As we said, the data will be divided into the 4 parts. Those things you can see again from segment. Here also we have segment. Hierarchy header shows only one. Description shows only one. Your structure will show you the data. It's a 13 records. You need to select segments, hierarchy, structure. Click on continue. Now it will display your hierarchy data. So the data is available in PSA. Go back F3, F3, F3. Now we need to transfer the data from PSA to data target. For that we need to create data transfer process. Right click on data source, create data transfer process. We call it as DTP. Here in the screen you don't need to set up anything. Everything will be picked up automatically. Just simply click on continue. Extraction mode should be full. Go to execute tab, activate, click on execute. Please observe in a previous examples, when we create execute tab, when we create DTP, when you activate and come back here and click on execute, it is used to display a message screen. Do you want to display a monitor? We used to select yes. Then it will goes to a load selection screen where we used to select display data target, right? Okay. The same thing is happening here also. Do you want to display the request monitor? Yes. It will goes to your request processing. Everything is green. But observe here we have a data administer target. Administer data target. For the previous example, when I click on this, what happens? It will open manage info provider, right? But for hierarchies, if I click on this, it will open your SMID because the data will be there in the SMIDs. Let's see that. That's the only difference here comparing with the 2 previous example and this example. Click on administer data target. Please observe it's opening your SMID. Now select hierarchies tab. Click on maintain hierarchies. It will display your header, whatever the header you have created. Double click on it. Now it will display the data. See, the data is not in the table format. The data is in levels. Can you see the guys? How the data has been arranged? So data is stored in the levels of your hierarchy as per your flat file. This is how you load hierarchies, master data hierarchies from the flat file into BW. Yes guys, any questions here?
Kiran. Yeah, even without using flatfile, we can even do it manually, no?
Yes, you can do manually.
Yeah. Can you just please show me that?
What do you want to do manually?
Manually, I want to create an hierarchy. See.
Okay. So manually for the hierarchies, we don't do actually normally. We load only manually the data, master data, by selecting your SMID. As we explained to you in a previous examples, right? Your first example is how to load master data manually.
Yes.
Yeah, go here. Then you can click on create. You will get only the text and attributes, which we can enter, but not the hierarchies.
Can you just go back to the previous screen? One more time. Can you just double click on the salesman ID? In hierarchy tab, by selecting here, maintain hierarchies.
Maintain hierarchies.
Yes. Means I tried once long back. It worked for me. I'm not sure. Okay.
There is no option. You can see, normally what happens is we don't create it manually hierarchies because we don't know how the structure will be there, right?
Okay.
The hierarchies we have to go according to the structure, the levels.
Okay. Okay.
You can simply see what is a manual entry. Manual entry is nothing but data entry, where you have a certain fields where you feed the data, but
So
not like a levels of yeah.
if you look at the hierarchy tab in that particular hierarchy tab, we have the couple of options like text node, so kind of thing, na?
Let's see. What I'm trying to say that it's like there is no use of creating of hierarchies manually. But if you
Yes.
forcefully want to ask me that, yes, I can create a parts. See, let me show you that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to show you. See, you have a text node character salesman ID. If you click on this one, it will show you what do you want to create. Select this one. Then it's going to ask you that continue. Okay, that's a salesman ID will come into one particular place. Whatever the data
You have selected salesman ID. You have clicked on
Yeah.
salesman ID.
Yes,
Okay,
salesman ID. See it at 10. You
Yeah.
can click on this one. See, it is come under stores here. But it is not called manual adding. We are not entering anything. We are selecting.
Yeah. Sorry, manual means yeah. We're creating an hierarchy. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, that's what. It's only adding. We are doing only manual in the
Yeah.
sense it's adding. See, for example, here I have only 2 records. I want to add one more.
Yes.
I can select salesman ID. Let's say salesman, what are the names are there here? Okay, Ravi and Krishna. Let's say Vamshi. Select S4. Continue. Then Vamshi comes and stores here.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
It's I think duplicate is there.
Oh.
See now can you see Vamshi?
Yes.
I'm not entering anything manual in the sense you need to enter something, but here I'm adding. Adding is possible.
Yes.
Clear?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Any other questions you have related to the hierarchies?
My still doubt is something. What is the purpose of the text node and characteristic node?
Text node is nothing but I've told you again. Let me go back to this flat file. If I open, you can understand. Here it is a node name. Node name is nothing but where you're going to add some data. This data belongs to, I'm actually mapping this particular data, cell of this data to this particular info object.
Okay.
This is a
Okay.
node
Yes.
name. It is info object is your technical names of your info objects available or created in BW. Node ID is nothing but the number of records, sequence of the records.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. 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 Kiran.
Yeah, any other questions, guys? Anyone have questions related to hierarchies? Okay. As we said earlier, whenever you load a hierarchies data, it's going to create certain tables again. See, it's going to create your hierarchy table, hierarchy SID table, SID hierarchy structure table. H, K, I and J table will be created. You know very well how to check the data. What is the transaction code I need to use to check the data in the table, guys?
S11.
Very good. I'm getting only one answer.
S11.
Very good, Sureka. What about you, Surya? Sai? Yes, Sai, go ahead. What is the transaction code?
S11.
Uh-huh. Yes, Surya? I can't hear you. Anyway, it is S11, or I'm going to show you one more option. How to check the data. Select the table, double click on it. That's it. It directly opens. Then click on technical settings, contents tab, click on execute tab. It will display the data. Either you can go to S11, you can check, or you can directly double click on the data. Double click on the table, it will directly take you there. So you have two options. Fine guys, this is a complete section we have completed for the master data loading, 3 parts: attributes, text and hierarchy loading.